and welcome to Gunpla Reviews, where it is myself versus my shelf. Some 170 model kits and a queue of reviews to do. Today's challenger is from the Gundam ZEON MSD, the YMS 07B Zero Prototype Gouf-Tactical Demonstrator Mouthful. A Ramba suit from the Principality ZEON from our kind great-grandpa's Bandai in 2015. So, as is tradition, we shall begin looking at the inside of the manual here, where we have the Japanese-only blurb. I think this came out around the same time as the IBO kits were starting to be dual language. It's just that the Origin kits were not yet dual language. So even on the inside here, this page is all about construction and assembly, unlike the usual. Here on the back, which is where I should have started, pictures of the kit, gimmicks and therein, and decal application, which I didn't do for this particular kit. Of course, we have the inside, the usual, runner count, warnings and construction such. Has it start in the body, move on to the waist, parts of the head, get over into the arms, followed by, once again, feet and legs, and we'd already seen the final construction as well as weapons and the like. Behold, gimmick in the non-construction of the Heathawks. So, our friend Senor Gouf, Mr. Rawls, prototype, very first boy. As far as any stickers go, I only have the one deep down in his face, which you may or may not notice, just the mono eye, to which we will take a moment and get in there. I can't seem to pop the head all the way off to do this, but deep down in there, you see that little lever? That means that we can turn the mono eye as we see fit. I always have it just slightly off to the left because that's just, I'm left-handed, therefore all my mobile suits are left-handed. Moving on with the all-important articulation. This is a 2015 kit, so it should be good. Despite all the cables up here in the head, we of course get massive head rocking. It's kind of, that only turns forward so far, but it does actually have some side-to-side head action as well, which is very rare that you get like a little bit of like lean to the left or to the right, and that's not just, that was kind of weird of me to be doing it that way, have my other arm reaching all the way across over here. The arms with these shoulder pieces, the arms go almost completely vertical. I think one side goes higher than the other unless I'm doing something wrong. Unobstructed rotation here. Turning to the side, we get more than 90 degrees at the elbow. We have the bicep twist. And despite the looks of it, there is no forearm twist here. This hand is only on a peg as opposed to your usual ball joint. So that's a regular poly cap in there. At the other side, very similar. You get the bicep twist, but nothing else. And then this hand, I'm blocking the camera. Rude. Rude of me, I say. You see the twist like so. And this is on a very interesting kind of ball joint. Please focus, thank you. You see this has got like this is going on. This is very unique. And some old nubs. But that plugs in here. With arms out to side. At the waist we get just a little bit of twist. You get some... I want to make sure that it's not the legs moving. Hold them steady. You get a little bit of back and forth rocking, but you don't get much twisting going on. I apparently did put some decals on here because look at those peeling off. Let me solve that real quick. I'll push them back in place. And I will put some seal on them after the fact. Because this has been sitting on my shelf since the ACON of 2016, I stand corrected. And so it is very dusty, and it also shows that my construction skills were improving. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think that's pretty bad. I looked at it and I think it's pretty dang bad. Moving on back to articulation, the feet. I'm going to go foot. That is the extent. But if we keep going, we actually get some backswing. So that's about all we get from that. Am I tripping? I am tripping. Very, very little front swing going on there. As for the knees, you get plenty of bend. And then some action in the feet. Very limited articulation, I suppose, but let's also consider that this is supposed to be a prototype mobile suit wherein they're still figuring that kind of stuff out. I mean, it's not a mobile worker. So, to begin talking of accessories, I've pre-detached the clamps around the arm. There are also a set of clamps on this arm, but it's less effective to use that arm. If you disconnect this arm, you'll be able to switch to one of them closed, one of them closed. You'll be able to switch arms. Now, if you do have one of the mobile worker model kits, you can switch those arms into place with these arms, and they do fit, they do work. It's pretty neat. So we will have a picture right in this zone where my hand is, totally blocking the model kit. This zone here. Pictures. Enjoy. However, this allows us to swap in the other part. Now, the clamps may look like they're kind of three different sizes. They're all the same size, so you can just clamp them right into place as you see fit, whatever angle you like, allowing us to insert the heat rod. Now, on the runner, this comes as a single straight piece, but it is that sort of one-time flexible, bendable plastic, so you can kind of give it little pinches and little curves here and there and give it a shape that you're happy with. But that's going to have to be a shape that you're happy with forever. I would not recommend doing it over and over again as not to break and wear out the plastic. Simply plug that in and you have a heat rod. Like so. But we're going to take that out for now and talk about some heat hawks. The Goof comes with not one, but two heat hawks, an inactive and an active one, having, let me show you this, longer handles and larger blades for the active of the two. This has an attachment point peg that you can attach either at the side skirts. There's two on the back, so I figure if you've got other weapons from other models, you can plug them into back here. And I'll show you another one momentarily. The axe fits right into the hand. Just drop it in. Now, personally, I think this looks weird. I think there's too much handle underneath the grip point for me. I'd rather hold it like here. But I don't know if that's like proper axe wielding, leverage, holding technology, whatever you call that. Technique, not technology. So here you go. I'm going to set that aside. so I can pull that hand out and show you the other hand. Now this hand makes it a little easier to see that inside there you have a rotating poly cap so that you get some back and forth motion there. I'm going to leave this set on the side. Our last accessory is a shield adapter, which will plug into your left arm. I suppose you could put it on the right as well, but I prefer the left arm because it's the other one, the empty one. These little notches here are going to clamp at the top of the joint at that little protrusion. You'll see it all line up. And then you can plug in your shield. It's just two pieces of plastic sandwiched, but I just noticed earlier that there's also a peg right here for also storing an axe or other such weapons that have that 3mm plug-in point. Just plug that in there and have yourself a goofy time. So, in conclusion, we here at Axis Communications Entertainment forget where the stand of the camera is and kick that, but also give this kit a rating of prototype it. In the actual sense of the word, wherein maybe get one if it's kind of on your list. It's not that impressive. If you're a fan of the Goof, it's definitely going to be something you want in your collection. There's nothing wrong with the kit. It's not that impressive, but there again, the Goof is there to be an impressive kit. It's very functional, but because of its prototype nature, some of its articulation is limited at the lower half of the body, while the upper half is very articulated. It also has the weird gimmick of the exchangeable hands, but only two other kits have such a gimmick going on, which is the mobile worker and then the P. Bandai Blue Mobile Worker that's for Rumblewall as well. So if you have either of those, at least you get to make more use out of this. I wish this had been more of a thing in the Origin line, like if they came out with one or two Zakus that had this going on, that'd be great. But it is what it is. Still, it's a pretty good, it is a relatively good kit, just not an impressive kit. And I thank y'all for watching today's review. We've just sent the Queen of Space off to California Colony for Evo. So wish her luck. Hit us up on Colony Drop Cosplay on Facebook. And, send well wishes. Send well wishes, send cheers, or, click more likes in the video. I thank y'all for watching. And as always, SIEG ZEON.